The heart is a muscular organ about the size of a fist that helps supply blood and oxygen to all parts of the body. The heart pumps blood through the network of arteries and veins called the cardiovascular system. The heart supplies oxygen and nutrients to the tissues and remove carbon dioxide and other wastes. This amazing muscle produces electrical impulses that cause the heart to contract, pumping blood throughout the body. The human heart is located in the center of the chest, slightly to the left of the sternum or breastbone. It sits between the lungs and is encased in a double-walled sac called pericardium. The pericardium serves to protect the heart. The pericardium consists of two layers. An outer fibrous layer is the parietal pericardium, and the inner serous layer is the serous pericardium. There is a small amount of pericardial fluid between the two layers. It acts as a lubricant to reduce friction between the two layers as they rub against each other during each heartbeat. The fluid lubricates the heart during contractions and movements of the lungs and diaphragm. How the heart works. The heart is divided into two separate pumping systems, the right side and the left side. A wall of muscle called the septum separates the two sides of the heart. The right side of the heart includes the right atrium and ventricle. The right side of the heart receives oxygen-poor blood from the veins and pumps it to the lungs, where it picks up oxygen and gets rid of carbon dioxide. The lungs give the blood a new supply of oxygen. The lungs also breathe out carbon dioxide as a waste product. Oxygen-rich blood then enters the left side of the heart, including the left atrium and ventricle. The left side of the heart pumps blood through the largest artery in the body, which is the aorta, to supply the tissues throughout the body with oxygen and nutrients. The heart anatomy. The heart is made up of four chambers. The two upper chambers are called atria. The two lower chambers are called ventricle. The right atrium receives blood from the veins and pumps it to the right ventricle. The right ventricle receives blood from the right atrium and pumps it to the lungs, where it is loaded with oxygen. The left atrium receives oxygenated blood from the lungs and pumps it to the left ventricle. The left ventricle, the strongest chamber, pumps oxygen-rich blood to the rest of the body. The left ventricle's vigorous contractions create our blood pressure. The heart wall. The heart wall consists of three layers: the epicardium, myocardium, and endocardium. The epicardium is the outer layer of the wall of the heart. The myocardium is the muscular middle layer of the wall of the heart. And the endocardium is the inner layer of the heart. The epicardium is a thin layer of elastic connective tissue and fat. This serves as an additional layer of protection from trauma or friction for the heart under the pericardium. This layer contains the coronary blood vessels, which oxygenate the tissues of the heart with a blood supply from the coronary arteries. The myocardium is the cardiac muscle tissue. It is a specialized type of muscle tissue that forms the heart. This muscle tissue, which contracts and releases involuntarily, is responsible for keeping the heart pumping blood around the body. The endocardium is a thin, smooth tissue that makes up the lining of the chambers and valves of the heart. It is the innermost layer of the heart's walls. It serves as a barrier between cardiac muscles and the blood stream and contains necessary blood vessels. It provides protection to the valves and heart chambers. The endocardium provides a smooth surface for the inside of the heart. This smooth surface allows blood to freely flow along the tissues. Without this layer, blood components could stick to the walls of the heart and cause damage to the tissues or even lead to blockages. The cardiac conduction. The heart contains electrical or pacemaker cells, which cause it to contract, producing a heartbeat. Electrical impulses from the heart muscle, the myocardium, cause the heart to contract. This electrical signal begins in the SA node, located at the top of the right atrium. SA node means sinoatrial node. The SA node is sometimes called the heart's natural pacemaker. An electrical impulse from this natural pacemaker travels through the muscle fibers of the atria and ventricles, causing them to contract. Although the SA node sends electrical impulses at a certain rate, the heart rate may still change depending on physical demands, stress, or hormonal factors. The cardiac cell properties. The cardiac cells are responsible for the heart's electrical and mechanical activity. There are three types of cells in the heart: the myocardial cells, pacemaker cells, and conducting fibers. The myocardial cells are located in the muscular layer of the atrial and ventricular walls. The primary function of these cells is contraction and relaxation. The conducting fibers are found in the bundle branches and Purkinje fibers. They are responsible for electrical activity conduction. The heart conduction system is the network of nodes, cells, and signals that controls your heartbeat. Each time your heart beats, electrical signals travel through your heart. These signals cause different parts of your heart to expand and contract. The expansion and contraction control blood flow through your heart and body. There are two types of cells control your heartbeat: conducting cells and muscle cells. Conducting cells carry the electric signals, while the muscle cells control your heart's contractions. The heart conduction system sends the signal to start a heartbeat. It also sends signals that tell different parts of the heart to relax and contract or squeeze. This process of contracting and relaxing controls blood flow through the heart and to the rest of the body. What are the steps of the heart conduction pathway? The heart is a pump that sends blood through the body. For each heartbeat, electrical signals travel through the conduction pathway of the heart. It starts when the sinoatrial or SA node creates an excitation signal. This electrical signal is like electricity traveling through wires to an appliance in the home. The excitation signal travels to the atria, telling them to contract. The atrioventricular node, or AV node, delay the signal until the atria are empty of blood. The bundle of His, or center bundle of nerve fibers, carry the signal to the Purkinje fibers. The Purkinje fibers to the ventricles cause them to contract. These steps make up one full contraction of the heart muscle. The heart conduction system sends out thousands of signals per day to keep the heart beating. What are the parts of the cardiac conduction system? The cardiac conduction system contains specialized cells and nodes that control the heartbeat. These are the sinoatrial node, atrioventricular node, bundle of His, and Purkinje fibers. The sinoatrial node. The sinoatrial node is sometimes called the heart's natural pacemaker. It sends the electrical impulses that start the heartbeat. The SA node is in the upper part of the heart's right atrium. It is at the edge of the atrium, near the superior vena cava. The autonomic nervous system controls how fast or slow the SA node sends electrical signals. This part of the nervous system directs hormones that control the heart rate based on what we are doing. For example, the heart rate increases during exercise and slows when we are asleep. The autonomic nervous system includes the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic nervous system is also known as fight or flight response. It makes the SA node work faster, which increases the heart rate. On the other hand, parasympathetic nervous system, or also known as rest and digest response, makes the SA node work slower, which decreases the heart rate. The atrioventricular node. The atrioventricular node delays the SA node's electrical signal. It delays the signal by a consistent amount of time, a fraction of a second each time. The delay ensures that the atria are empty of blood before the contraction stops. The atria are the heart's upper chambers. They receive blood from the body and empty it into the ventricles. The AV node is located in an area known as the Triangle of Cook. It is located between the septal leaflet of the tricuspid valve, the coronary sinus, and the membranous portion of the interatrial septum. This is near the central area of the heart. The bundle of His. The bundle of His is also called the atrioventricular bundle. It is a branch of fibers or nerve cells that extends from the AV node. This fiber bundle receives the electrical signal from the AV node and carries it to the Purkinje fibers. The bundle of His runs down the length of the interventricular septum, the structure that separates the right and the left ventricles. The bundle of His has two branches, the left bundle branch and the right bundle branch. The left bundle branch sends electrical signals through the Purkinje fibers to the left ventricle. The right bundle branch sends electrical signals through the Purkinje fibers to the right ventricle. The Purkinje fibers. The Purkinje fibers are branches of specialized nerve cells. They send electrical signals very quickly to the right and the left heart ventricles. The Purkinje fibers are in the subendocardial surface of the ventricle walls. The subendocardial surface is part of the endocardium, the inner layer of tissue that lines the heart's chambers. When the Purkinje fibers deliver electrical signals to the ventricles contract. As they contract, blood flows from the right ventricle, goes to the pulmonary arteries, then goes to the left ventricle. From the left ventricle, the blood goes to the aorta. The aorta is the body's largest artery. It sends blood from the heart and to the rest of the body. How can we keep our heart conduction system healthy? Many problems with heart rhythm are the result of genetic factors, but it can also be related to the heart's structure or other factors. Whatever is the reason, we can always work to keep our heart conduction system and our heart healthy by living a healthy lifestyle. We can achieve and maintain a healthy weight, avoid secondhand smoke and quit smoking. Do not misuse drugs or prescription medications. Drink alcohol in moderation. Eat a nutritious diet full of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Do cardio exercise and manage stress. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you are new to my channel, press subscribe in my YouTube channel. Follow me in Facebook. Press the notification button to be notified with my upcoming videos. Thank you for your support.